It's 11:11. So this video initially, when I came up with the idea, was gonna just be for my Femergetics business group. But as I began to develop the concept of what I was gonna say here, I figured this would be great for everybody. I'll just share it in both places. So today is a gateway, a portal, right? 11:11 is a reset, an opportunity for you to shift the trajectory of where you're going. So for the middle part of Scorpio season, where I thought I was going to be like off the ground running, I expected the beginning of Scorpio season to whip my ass. But no, that was off to a great start. So it caught me off guard when November 3rd hit, and suddenly I was like sleepy. My thoughts were negative, but Mercury retrograde started like kicking into the shadow. So I do not like to be negative. I do not like negative thoughts. As a person who is a survivor of their own suicide attempts many times in life, even so much to the point that I didn't even realize for a good 10, 15, and horrifyingly to think it, 20 years in there, I was just living to die. So whenever I started getting that negative looping, that cyclical thinking, I immediately go, we cannot be that girl anymore. Sleeping all the time, eating your feelings away, living your life through movies or music or just anything that takes you out of this human experience. I came too far to go back into that. But it turns out that little piece of me remembering who I was helped me appreciate who I've become even more. And now when I feel that heaviness come in, I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And then I've been able to push through because I'm like, do it for her. The one who didn't even want to be here, who didn't know she would make it to this age. The first time that I told myself or any adult that I was going to commit suicide was actually 11. Now at the time it didn't seem like, because I just wanted to die. I was getting bullied at school. My mother was not the best mother. I was only able to see my father, who was my favorite person, on the weekends. So it was quite lonely. I didn't see a reason to be living. Now, as a 40-year-old woman, I think about an 11-year-old deciding that they don't even want to be here anymore. And I'm like, you haven't even begun to live. That's a horrible, horrible thing to have to feel that drained of your hope that early in life. So there are lots of significance to the age 11, and just made me go, right? But when the dark thoughts come in, they are actually keys to where you are not free at this time. When things get cloudy or negative, instead of me feeling like, woe is me, but it can get you sometimes. Now I feel like, okay, this is a sign that something is not aligned for me. I signed up for several classes that I had been eyeing for a while. I now am learning money Reiki. I'm already practicing that, and it went well for day one. I am taking a class on articulation to combat my Chiron and Gemini and me feeling like I can't be fully understood because of the speed at which I talk, right? Probably do multiple speech classes. I am taking a magic words class to help me with my mindset around words. And then my energy class that goes along with the Femergetics thing that I'm teaching is a book, actually, right? Because I was not going to allow myself to wallow in that energy of powerlessness when all my power is in my freaking shadow. What are you not happy with? How can you defeat that? Because just sitting in the energy is only going to make you start to descend. Your power is in your purpose, what you came to do. How can you take yourself from where you are right now to something that is aligned with your purpose? That is what 11:11 is for, a reset. If something is not fitting in, you gotta fix it, because you'll keep going down the wrong road. So the Magic Words book came with a surprise class that was just 5 days of my life for this book that's 150 pages. I read that in erotica all the time. That ain't nothing, right? But I'm taking my time, one day at a time, one chapter, one class. I'll still finish this week though. So the first day of the class, she had us write down our predicament. What is making us unhappy in our life right now, right? Day 2, she ate our ass up. Like, we're not going to call this a predicament anymore. We're going to call this a situation, right? So I want you to write out situation and scratch out where you wrote the whole predicament. Because yesterday I wrote like, I am a queen, not in my castle. Like I was going at it. So today when she said, write the situation, and instead of the negative things that I just had you scratch out, I want you to write as many positive things as you can think about your situation out right now. And if you have a hard time, if you're stumped, if that negative mind tries to kick in, I want you to imagine that you are getting $1 million for every positive thing you can think about in your situation right now. It was in a form on her website where we had to do that part. At the end, after I submitted stuff, because once you think of it that way, and I'm like, dang, I was complaining about a lot of stuff, but when I look at it this way, life is really not that bad, especially since I was coming from a life that was literally hell, right? Click the email, and it got reformatted in the version that she sent to us by email, and it says my new life. So everything that I wrote out that was positive about what I'm already living had been reframed in a way that made my life look like, wow, I am just blessed. But it turns out that was the truth of the matter. This world is flipping everything upside down. So if you're seeing mirror numbers, just know you're at a tedious place between what could be and what could be. The difference is your mindset. If we all knew that this electromagnetic field of thoughts was actually controlling what was drawn towards us, we would all work way harder on our mindsets. Now, this is not to be a delusional way or to make you think in a delusional way. Like if you're homeless, you can't be like, my oh my, at least I'm free to travel everywhere. But technically, you could. It would take away the feeling of, I do not have a home. How you look at things shapes the situation, but it also raises your vibration. So if you were that homeless person and you were there thinking, I don't have a home, this is horrible, I'm never going to get out of this situation, it did not, or that thought process would not prompt you to start looking for ways out of that situation, right? If you're thinking, hey, I'm homeless, I can travel wherever I want to, do whatever I want to, then suddenly you might get on a bus. You might go down to the welfare if the government is working. You might sign up for a program like, hey, maybe I can get a house here. You might open the door to opportunities that you would otherwise close if your mind had said, this is all I have right now and this is all it will ever be. So during this reset day, I would like you to try the exercise that I just got from that nice lady, and I feel like I should tell you guys her name because the book is free on Kindle. Y'all know how much I love Kindle. And it works just like the universal algorithm. Like it gives me ideas for books all the time. So now not only do I have my nighttime books with my erotica boyfriends, right? I have a bunch of free books about energy and magic and other things that are going to help me better learn to take over the world. Y'all know how much I love that idea. So it's Magic Words, and the author is Genevieve Davis. It comes with the course, 5 days that goes along with it. I'm taking it one day at a time, and already I can absolutely feel the change. I am in the exact same predicament or situation that I was when my thoughts had hit their darkest a couple days ago, but I feel completely different about it. I realized that I am being put in isolation yet again. Y'all noticed me in this room for a while for the next couple months. Got caught up. And by caught up, I just mean I got benched, right? But in this case, it was not a punishment that I am being put in isolation again, right? My energy was being dispersed in too many different directions, and I was taking on energy from too many other people, clients, family, and all that stuff. So now I am in one room, and what am I being forced to do? What did I decide to take the time to do? I don't even want to say before. See, you got to flip it or you're going to feel like your power is being taken from you. And that's where you start going, right? God has given you free will. You always have power to do something. Even if the circumstances suck, you have the power to think differently about it, right? So I'm like, hold on. I'm in boot camp now. If my complaint or the predicament I was having or the situation that was upsetting me was I feel like I am a queen that is living below her station, everything that I am doing, every class that I am taking, every moment that I am taking to flip the way I'm thinking, to reinforce or strengthen something that I feel is a weakness, is me optimizing myself to become the queen that I know that I am, right? And then my mom was like, The Princess Diaries. Now keep in mind, I've never seen The Princess Diaries, but I remember the trailer. I'm like, hold on, isn't that somebody who realized or found out that she was like royalty and then they had to like prune her into the person she was meant to be? And I'm like, I got it. So I will be watching The Princess Diaries. And I'm like, I'm not a fucking princess, I'm a queen, but hold on. If I'm a daughter of God, I'm always going to be a princess, right? And who would not want to be like God's princess? That makes me think about Charlotte and The Princess and the Frog. Didn't she get everything she wants? That's the vibration I am trying to go to, okay? Right now, sometimes I'll be feeling like Tiana, like I'm almost there, like I ain't got no daddy. But that's not the energy I'm meant to be in. I was thinking about things in the wrong way because I was taking on so many other people's negative energies and thoughts. As a transformational coach, I have to meet them where they're at to talk them out of that hole. Or at least that's what I thought. Now I'm recognizing or learning that I can talk to them from my station without having to drop down there and show some light for them to pull up into this area instead of me having to compromise all the time and energy I put into changing myself, because I can relate to where they are. I can relate to you and not have to be in the dirt with you. It would not behoove me. Would it ever have helped Galinda to get down on her knees with the Wicked Witch in order to make her listen to her? No. So my message today to you all is take this 11/11 energy, this opportunity to reset your course tomorrow. You can wake up on a new timeline, right? It can wake up worse or it can work out better based upon where this magnetic field in your mind and your heart are leading you. Where is the vibration you belong at? Write down the positive things about your situation and where you want to go. Put it under your pillow. You have to give the universe permission to guide you where you want to go. And here's the most important part. Y'all ready? You gotta listen to your signs and synchronicities. Fight against that negative mind that is making you go against your intuition because it's trying to keep you down here in the ego. You can be up there, God's daughter, buying all the dresses, eating all the beignets. Y'all have a good day.